Hello, this is Daily Tarot Girl, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. Now for this week's reading, I'm joined by my cat Merlina. She says hello, and I'm going to be reading with the Modern Witch Tarot deck by Lisa Sterle. All right, so if you're new here, welcome. Please like and subscribe, and if you feel called, leave me a comment. And if you're a regular viewer, welcome back. So great to have you joining me again. Now, my intention with this reading today is to get an overview of the week ahead and the energies, the opportunities that are going to be unfolding in the next few days or so. So as always, this is just to kind of give us some fresh ideas and perspectives on the week ahead. So let's begin. Let's begin with the first card, which is for Monday and Tuesday of the upcoming week. And I always say this, but I love it when we get an ace. And it seems to happen quite frequently that we'll get an ace for the very first card, so the beginning of the week, because we're starting the week off on this really powerful note. So the Ace of Swords, I think of the aces as being like power cards. And I feel like the Ace of Swords has this really wonderful power of focus, clarity, and simplicity. Like, look how that hand is like firmly and confidently grasping that sword. And to me, that sword is like a number one, and it's saying, just focus on one thing at a time. If you have a huge to-do list, or if you have a lot of goals this week, or a lot of things that you want to get done, think about prioritizing and just starting with one thing and just focusing on one thing and then moving on to the next thing. I get the message as I gaze at this card that less is more this week. This is about really honing your mind's ability to focus, and it's hard to focus if you're trying to focus on a bunch of different things at once. So focusing on just one thing at a time is kind of the little nugget of wisdom for this week. So keep it simple, less is more, focus on one thing at a time. And another thing I get with the Ace of Swords, this is also a card of like taking up the initiative, putting your best foot forward, taking that first step. And I say this with a lot of the aces, but never underestimate the power of taking that first step, even if that first step is really, really small. And never underestimate the power of a series of tiny steps, incremental steps towards something. That is what is truly going to move you. That's what's going to help you go the distance, is one little tiny step at a time. So again, another message I get with the Ace of Swords for this week is that beginning of the week, start off on a powerful note, take the initiative. If there's something that you've been meaning to do for a long time, this is a good time to simply do it. If there's some kind of project or something you wanted to start, this is a good time to take that first step. Okay, let's have a look at the middle of the week. Ooh, Queen of Swords for midweek. So Wednesday, Thursday-ish, we have the Queen of Swords. And interesting, we're carrying on with that symbol. Look, there's the hand holding the sword, hand holding the sword. And the sword in both cards is pointing straight up, which is really interesting. I would say both of these cards are confident cards. This is about facing things in a really head-on, confident, direct kind of way. And both of these cards are about being direct. This week, taking a really direct approach to things is what's going to work best in a lot of situations. So let's talk a little bit about the Queen of Swords. And I have to say, I love her outfit. She's got the white go-go boots. She's wearing this sort of sheer dress, and she's blonde. She's very different from what I normally picture the Queen of Swords looking like. I often think of the Queen of Swords as being sort of this intellectual school teacher, bookworm kind of type. And this Queen of Swords looks like a magical Barbie princess. So she's so different from what I normally think of the Queen of Swords. So this Queen of Swords, the Queen of Swords has the gift of being very blunt in her delivery and being very direct in her communication style. So she says what she means. She doesn't put on false airs. She doesn't pretend to be someone she isn't. She's not into flattery. She doesn't beat around the bush. She doesn't walk on eggshells. She's not going to tiptoe around anyone. She's very direct and to the point. And part of this is due to the fact that she's very confident. But another part of it is that it wouldn't occur to her to operate in any other way. Like, it just doesn't make sense to operate in any other way than how she does. So what does it mean for us? What is the Queen of Swords trying to tell us for the middle of the week? Midweek, this is a time to really lean into your communication skills. So the middle of the week, and really the entire week in general, is a good time to really speak your truth and be honest, clear, and direct in your communications with others. And I would say being transparent is important too. And look at her dress. It's transparent. Like, look at this little see-through dress. It's a transparent dress. And now I see why that symbol makes sense, because the Queen of Swords is transparent. She doesn't hide how she feels or what she's thinking. She's very straightforward and forthcoming in her communications. And that may just be the communication style that is going to work best this week. Some things to look out for. The Queen of Swords can be sharp with her words. Look at her pointy sword. Her words, and she doesn't necessarily intend to be sharp with her words, but others take them that way. And this queen, she's so good at communicating directly, but sometimes it's so direct that it's almost like hurtful and kind of harsh to some people. And when people experience your words as harsh, they aren't necessarily actually going to hear what you're saying because they're kind of reeling from what you just said. And so that's the challenge of the Queen of Swords. And that might be our challenge this week is, how do we speak our truth? How do we be straightforward, honest, and direct in our communication, but not so direct that people are reeling from the sting of our words. It's sometimes a difficult balance, I think, to make. Okay, here we have the Empress for the end of the week. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I love this spread and I love this transition. So the Ace of Swords transitions into the Queen of Swords. Lots of similarities between these two cards. And then the Queen of Swords transitions into the Empress. Lots of similarities between these two cards. And while the Queen of Swords can be kind of harsh and she's very straightforward, the Empress is kind of the opposite. The Empress is very nurturing. She's very gentle. She's kind. She's very abundant. She has this energy of abundance. And the Queen of Swords can sometimes come across as being a little bit stiff and uptight, despite the white go-go boots that she's wearing. But the Empress is more laid back. See, she's kind of leaning back on the cushion. She's a little more relaxed. She takes more of a kind of chilled out, relaxed approach to things. And I can't help but compare and contrast these two cards because I feel like this is the shift that many of us will experience this week. So a shift from being a little uptight and really fixating on the details and planning things out and having things go according to plan and kind of wanting to be in control, transitioning to being okay with just letting things be how they are. The Empress really knows how to do this. She knows how to just accept people as they are. She doesn't try to change anyone. She also doesn't try to change situations. She walks into the room, she steps into any situation, and she is 100% herself. And in doing so, she changes things, but she doesn't set out to change things, if that makes sense. She doesn't walk into the room and go, oh, this needs to change, that needs to change, you need to change. The Queen of Swords does do that a bit. The Empress doesn't. She just walks into a room. She doesn't try to change anyone or anything, but she is just fully herself, and she radiates that energy of abundance, creativity, flow, and nurturing. And because she is so centered in who she is, and she can just act like that, everything around her kind of changes to accommodate her because she is so powerful. So that is the message of the Empress, is be who you are. When you're rooted in yourself and you have confidence to step into a room, step into a situation, and having that confidence to not try to change things or try to change people, but to just radiate the energy that is flowing through your veins, that is what actually creates real change. Okay, so what else is she trying to tell us? She's trying to tell you to relax this weekend. This is a weekend to just relax, let things unfold in the way that they need to unfold. Things may not go exactly according to plan, and that's okay. The Empress is totally okay with that. The Empress is also very much a card of nurturing and thinking about, okay, like, you know, how can I apply that power of nurturing to my day-to-day life? Like, what is it I want to nurture in my life? Because when you nurture things with your time and your focus, your energy, your love, your care, those things have a way of flourishing and growing and blossoming. So what is it in your life this week that you want to nurture? And that is the question that the Empress leaves us with. Okay, so I'm going to wrap things up here. And it looks like a wonderful week. I love the decisive energy with the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Swords. And I do feel like the beginning of the week might be a time to like make some decisions, cut away the things that aren't serving you, that aren't working, cut away distractions, really get focused and communicate in a clear, direct way. But then by the end of the week, there is this interesting transition and this shift into more Empress energy, which is a welcome relief from the kind of swordsy energy of the first two cards. So thank you so much for watching. Feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to share your own take on these cards. And I'm curious, who do you relate most to? Are you more of a Queen of Swords? Are you more of an Empress? Which card do you see yourself in the most? I definitely see myself more as a Queen of Swords type, but the Empress is who I really want to be, I think. So thank you so much for watching. You can find out more about me on my website, dailytarotgirl.com. I'm going to put the link below this video. So yeah, thanks again for watching and have a beautiful week.